There is something unique about some people, a deep sense of mission that seems to guide them throughout life. If you have always felt that you are destined to achieve something greater, you may be among the so-called awakened. These people are not given a manual, but rather subtle signs and significant events guide them toward their destiny. Today, we're going to explore these clues and what they mean to you. Have you ever felt a palpable dissonance when surrounded by pretensions? This oppressive feeling, as if your entire being refuses to adapt to a situation that doesn't feel true to you. It is an inner force, almost uncontrollable, that pushes you to remain authentic, to never betray who you are. To some, this may seem trivial, but to you, authenticity is a matter of spiritual survival. You can't pretend to be someone else because that would mean losing a part of yourself. Your ability to detect inauthenticity is like an always-on radar. You almost physically feel the falsity of others' words, gestures, or intentions. It is the same radar that pushes you to distance yourself from those who hide behind masks of perfection, from those who drown in materialism, or from those who put appearance before essence. Being around people like that exhausts you. Staying true to your values can sometimes isolate you, but this isolation also allows you to reconnect with what is true for you. Superficiality does not attract you. On the contrary, it repels you, because you know that the truth is beyond appearances. Authenticity is what allows you to navigate a world full of illusions without ever losing sight of who you really are. For many, stability is synonymous with security. A stable job, a predictable routine, and an existence well anchored in social expectations. But to you, this view of things seems like a gilded cage. What others perceive as a refuge, you see as a limit, a framework too narrow to contain your aspirations. You feel, deep inside, that there is a different path, a path that escapes conventions and that has always been calling you. This path, although uncertain and full of obstacles, fascinates you. It attracts you because of the unknown, because of the infinite possibilities it offers. You are one of those who are not satisfied with what they have been taught or with what is accepted by the majority. No, you seek to go beyond, explore what lies behind appearances and norms. Where others find comfort in repetition, you find boredom. You refuse to follow established paths, and every detour, every obstacle becomes an opportunity to explore a new facet of your existence. It's not about conforming to the expectations of others. You move at your own pace, following your intuition, even if that means walking alone for a while. This journey, although sometimes lonely, allows you to discover your true nature and live a meaningful life. The trials you went through were not accidents. Every difficulty, every moment of doubt or pain, carried with it a hidden lesson. You have learned to not see obstacles as enemies, but as silent teachers, there to teach you something essential. You are not the type to run away from adversity. On the contrary, you welcome it, because you know it pushes you to become the best version of yourself. The darkest moments in your life have not only made you stronger, but they have also shaped who you are at your core. Every time you fell, you got back up, not like before, but wiser, more resilient. You have understood that pain is not an end point, but a step to a new phase of growth. And that's not all. Your ability to overcome these challenges has allowed you to become a guide to others. By weathering these storms, you have gained the strength to help those who are still struggling. You are a beacon, a reference point for those lost in their own darkness. Your story inspires. Your journey lights the way for those seeking to understand their own struggles. You are not just a survivor. You are a living example of what it means to transform suffering into strength. You've never been one to accept prepared answers. For you, the superficial truths that serve you are insufficient, even misleading. From a very young age, you felt that burning need to go deeper, to go beyond what we see on the surface. Each question leads to another. Each answer demands a new one. You never accept things just because they are said. You seek to understand what is behind them. This endless search for truth is an integral part of who you are. You have this almost insatiable curiosity to discover what lies beyond appearances, not only in the outside world, but also within yourself. You are not satisfied with what you see at first glance. You know there is more, much more to understand. Your mind constantly seeks to decipher the mysteries of existence, to find connections where others see coincidences. What sets you apart is that ability to ask questions that others would not dare to ask, to question truths that many take for granted. You know that the answers are not always simple, that they are not necessarily found in books or speeches, but often in the depths of the soul and in the universe itself. This search for truth constantly pushes you to grow, to evolve, to seek a deeper meaning in life. You've probably long felt this small gap between you and the rest of the world, as if no matter how hard you try, you can never adapt to the expectations of those around you. Whether within your family or your social circles, there has always been that nagging feeling that you are seeing things from a different perspective, that your thoughts and values are on a different trajectory. This feeling of disconnection can sometimes weigh heavily. We long to belong, to integrate, but for you, it always seems out of reach. You are not designed to fit the mold. This feeling of isolation is not a sign of weakness, but quite the opposite. It is the mark of a person whose destiny does not follow common rules. This gap, this difference, is what pushes you to forge your own path. Where others find comfort in conformity, you find strength in your uniqueness. Isolation may seem, at first glance, to be a form of punishment, but for you, it is an opportunity to better understand yourself and refocus on your true aspirations. Over time, you learn that that distance, that external vision you have of the world, is what allows you to see it as it really is. You are outside the rules, yes, but it is precisely that difference that allows you not to be limited by them. Where most stop, you begin to explore. Despite the trials that have marked your path, you have managed to preserve a ray of kindness and generosity. This natural gift for altruism manifests itself in your ability to give without expecting anything in return, even when circumstances are not ideal. This inclination to give of oneself, often without recognition, reveals a rare depth of character and true greatness of soul. What really drives you is a deep feeling of satisfaction that you get from the happiness of others. Every gesture, every act of kindness, is a source of fulfillment for you, like a kind of personal mission that you fulfill with passion and dedication. You know that your true wealth lies in how you touch the lives around you. Your way of serving others transcends simple acts of charity, reflects a philosophy of life where the happiness of others becomes an integral part of one's own well-being. This generosity, at once discreet and powerful, clearly distinguishes you and makes you a source of inspiration for those who have the privilege of knowing you. It's fascinating how your mind seems to surpass the limits imposed by the years. You carry within you a feeling of experience, as if you have already gone through multiple existences before this one. This old soul feeling manifests itself in your ability to understand the nuances of life with remarkable clarity. You approach situations with a depth that only those with a broader perspective can grasp. Your innate wisdom allows you to transcend conflicts and struggles that, to many, may seem insurmountable. You see things from a broader perspective, offering ideas and thoughts that go far beyond immediate concerns. This profound understanding is not simply the result of experience, but rather the reflection of an inner maturity that allows one to navigate the complexity of human emotions with a rare serenity. Within you there is a tranquility that belies apparent age, an ability to discern essential truths even in the most tumultuous times. This discreet wisdom gives you an inner wealth that few around you possess and illuminates your path, as well as that of those who are lucky enough to listen to you and understand you. Your existence seems to be part of a mission that goes far beyond simple everyday aspects. What you achieve is not just for you, but to illuminate the world around you. This role is often called light duty. This vocation, although sometimes intimidating, is imbued with a greatness that transcends the limits of the individual. You are the bearer of a light that shines in the darkness, providing warmth and love where comfort is needed. Every gesture, every word of support you offer, contributes to a broader mosaic of well-being and peace. This path is not always easy, but know that you will receive support and guidance every step of your journey. There is a supportive energy that accompanies you and helps you overcome challenges and uncertainties. Even when obstacles seem overwhelming, remember that every step you take contributes to something much bigger. You are an essential piece in the great puzzle of the universe, and every act of kindness and light you sow enriches the world in a deep and meaningful way. You are never alone in this quest. You are sustained by a greater force, which ensures that your light continues to shine. Guiding those who seek it, the chosen one is often described as a light spreader, a figure who embodies the noble mission of illuminating the world with love and clarity. This role transcends simple human actions. It is a spiritual vocation, guided by invisible but powerful higher forces. In every gesture and every word, it projects a soft but impactful light, touching lives and bringing new serenity to those who need it. This path is not lonely. The light diffuser is continually sustained by a benevolent energy that cares for it. This subtle but constant guidance assures you that, despite shadows and challenges, your journey is illuminated by a protective force. Obstacles then become opportunities to shine brighter, refine your mission, and strengthen your commitment to the common well-being. Every step you take is an affirmation of your crucial role in the balance and beauty of the world. His presence, imbued with grace and compassion, invites those he meets to open themselves to a more luminous and hopeful vision, thus enriching the spiritual fabric of humanity. If you recognize these signs in yourself, you'll know you're on the right path. Continue listening to this inner voice that pushes you to explore, to question, to give. You have a crucial role to play in this world. And while the journey may seem lonely at times, it is driven by something greater, a mission that cannot be ignored or avoided.